My name is Melinda Nakagawa, and I am the founder of Spark in Nature. I'm a nature connection mentor and teach people how to do nature journaling and how to get out and see more nature. I bridge science, nature, art, and heart to bring all that together so that we can start to see more rather than just look at what's going on in nature. I grew up in Mountain View, California, in central coastal California, the family of immigrants who came from Japan. And I grew up on a flower nursery. And I was a translator at an early age. My parents didn't speak English. So I took over those duties. I helped on the nursery. I helped at my dad's flower stand. My sister and I grew up playing outdoors with our dogs and digging holes and climbing trees. We were very close and connected to nature. But as I got older and adolescence kicked in, I retreated from nature, less and less time in nature because, well, you know what it's like as a teenager. It's not as cool to do things with your parents or at home, and you want to, well, at least I'll say I wanted to fit in with a different group of folks, and I spent less time out in nature. The end of my teen years, I came back and took over a family business and ran a flower shop. So I did start to come back to nature. I met someone special who grew up in nature, actually, in a different way. His family did camping trips and backpacking and hiking and bird watching, none of those things that I did. And we explored nature together. He was not as familiar with plants, and I knew plants kind of backwards and forwards just from playing with them. And I didn't know a thing about birds. And we explored nature together. And I want to share one special story. We were hiking in a local park and through this area that had oak trees and brush. We were walking along the trail and heard this scratching sounds under the bushes. And hey, listen to that, and we stopped and we looked into the bushes, and I was straining to see what was going on underneath. I saw this little bird jumping with both feet backwards, kicking his legs backwards and jumping forward, and he's scratching the ground looking for some food. And I noticed he had a black head of this bright red eye, and that struck me. And he told me what the name was, and he said, "That's a rufous-sided towhee." And I thought, that is the weirdest name I've ever heard. And I didn't really, at the time, wasn't really that familiar with birds. It was just learning, and I was so excited. And I spent a lot of time with my boyfriend at the time to explore all places of nature just to look at birds. So it was that introduction to nature that someone shared his interest or love with birds with me, and it ignited a fire inside, and I just wanted to explore and go wherever I could and try to see more and more of these birds and learn more about them. This impact of sharing nature with me had made a lasting impression. And that got me into working as a wildlife rehabilitator, hand feeding little baby songbirds like the ones on the top there, and then to taking care of injured and orphaned seals and sea lions. And it changed the trajectory of my life, and I wanted to go back to school. So I went and got my bachelor's degree, then my master's degree. And during that time, I did my own work of sharing nature with others and sharing my spark and my interest and excitement of the natural world with others. One of the things I did was I worked as a naturalist on whale watch boats, and I got to share with them not only the science of and biology and ecology of these marine creatures, but just the heartfelt just excitement and joy and wonder, and to see the extraordinary in the ordinary things, and to see that spark of wonder in another person's eyes was just amazing. And this is what my motivation became. Spark in nature, I believe, began in that moment in my heart. I knew that this is what I was meant to do, to help facilitate this connection for other people. And It doesn't have to be going to the Grand Canyon or some extraordinary event. It could be something in your backyard. It could be a handful of blueberries or a new bird in your backyard to help you develop that awareness and reconnection to nature. This is why I do the work that I do. And I don't need to tell you all the different research that we know of that supports the fact that nature replenishes us, body, mind, and spirit. There's a ton of research supporting that. And especially now in this time, we're feeling taxed. Or at least I'm even feeling overtaxed. I'm teaching online this year. And the new pivot that I made was to teach nature journaling online to help people reconnect with nature using this tool to help you see more of nature. And when we spend time in nature, it reduces that feeling of stress. It resets your nervous system. It helps with memory and concentration. It helps bring some joy and resilience into your life. So nature journaling is really just about being in nature, observing what you see, slowing down. The journal helps this transition from this busy doing state to the slower being state.